Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Tisha, from She Is the Return Jesus Maria. Um, Hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm on the right chapter that I want to read before I go ahead. All right, here we are. Let me see. I believe that would be chapter 2, 3, and 4. All right. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing today? I hope you guys are having a good evening. I know it's kind of late, but I had a busy day today. And I decided I'm going to keep reading from the book of Esdras. Now, I've done this already when I was on Facebook and I had a Facebook page. But there was just a lot of negative influences around me. So I decided to close out my Facebook page and just stick with YouTube and Twitter for now. You know, I hope that those who enjoy these teachings that I take time into doing, that my videos and my YouTube platform become more widely known. So if you could please like my video, share my video, subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate that, because I cannot get this word out there without my viewers. On the other end, I am also aware not everyone is going to hear me, and I'm okay with that. I'm not even going to sweat it, okay? Like, I'm not here to fight with anyone. I don't want to fight with no one. I don't want to dispute with anyone. Like, if people have questions, I don't mind it, you know? But I'm not going to sit here and debate about, how can I explain it? Like, so a lot of people like to say, oh, what they know is the truth, that Yahweh is God, Yahshua is Jesus, and I'm just like, no, it's not. And that's what I'm going to be teaching about today, is who God really is. And in this book, which again is the book of Esdras 2, in the book of Apocrypha, spelled Apocrypha, okay? And I want to show the people how we are being blinded from the actual truth. And it's going to speak about it here in this chapter. I'm not sure how many chapters I'm going to read, because I don't want to lose my audience at the same time, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. And once again, the reason why I'm reading this is because I'm going to show the people why I say Uriel is the Most High, why I believe in Uriel, okay? So, and also it's going to talk about in this part of scripture how the times that we are living in were prophesied upon to Esdras, okay? And it gets deeper as you go along in each chapter. Once again, I'm not sure how many chapters I'm going to read. I'm just going to go ahead and start reading, okay? So this is chapter 4. The angel declareth the ignorance of Esdras in God's judgments. Now, I kind of question this, okay? Because when you read this, when I read this, it's going to make it seem like Esdras did something wrong, okay? So it's kind of conflicting because of the fact that the one thing that I know about God is that God does not show their face upon the wicked. Only the pure of heart are allowed to see God, unless God decides to want to show themselves to you. Okay? On the other end, the one thing that I do know about God is that God showed their face unto Jesus while turning their back onto Moses. And Moses does come of Jacob, and Jacob and Moses come of the tribe of Judah. And a lot of people think because we are oppressed here in America and that we are the ones who come of the tribe of Judah, and that's not the entire truth. Okay, they actually think that the seed of Jacob and the tribe of Judah are the ones that are oppressed, and they're not. Okay, and I know this for a fact because I've been in a silent battle with those that come of the seed of Jacob and of the tribe of Judah. And these people have more power here on earth than I've ever imagined. Okay, so these people are very wealthy. How they get their wealth, I'm not even going to speak about that because that's not important at this moment in time. But I could tell you this much: the people that I have dealt with for the past 8 years, these people are not oppressed. They live glorious, okay, like they do. And there are people who have better mindsets and heart centers than these individuals do, you know. And I don't know, I see the imbalance and the injustices that are in this world, not just in America, in this world, period. Okay, so let's go ahead and start reading, all right? And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer. Now, Uriel is who I know as the Most High. And it's going to point this out as I read it, okay? You just have to have an open ear. And said, thy heart has gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High. Now, see, I question if God meant to say this unto Esdras, because Esdras doesn't seem as if they were evil. They prayed, they fasted, they did not put flesh in their body. So I kind of question, like, if this was written exactly as it's meant to be, or was God speaking onto Esdras in the form of speaking against someone else. That's just a question that I have. Okay? Then said I, ye my Lord, and he answered me, and said, I am sent to shew thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee, whereof if thou cannot declare me one, I will shew thee also the way that thou desirest it to see, and I shall shew thee from the whence the wicked heart cometh. I shall deliver you or take you. And I said, Tell on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Go thy way, weigh me the weight of fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? And this is where I could understand Esdras' ignorance, but I don't yet understand how Esdras had an evil heart when Esdras listens to God. Hopefully I'll come to that understanding within time. And he said unto me, If I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoings of paradise, peradventure thou wouldest say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Nevertheless, now have I asked thee, but only of the fire and wind, and of the day where though thou hast passed, and of things from which thou cannot be separated, and yet cannot thou give me no answer of them. He said moreover unto me, Thy own things, and such as are growing up with thee, canst thou not know? How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight? Then said I unto him, Alright, sorry about that. Then said I unto him, It were better that we were not at all, than that we should live still in wickedness, and to suffer, and not to know whereof. He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the trees took counsel, and said, Come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away before us, and that we may make us more woods. The flood of the sea also is also in like manner took counsel and said, Come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. The thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to nothing, for the sand stood up and stopped them. If thou were judged now betwixt these two, whom wouldest thou begin to justify, or whom wouldest thou condemn? I answered and said, Verily, it is a foolish thought that they both have devised. For the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea also hath its place to bear his floods. Then answered he me and said, thou hast given a right judgment. But why judgest thou not thyself also? For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to his floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth, and he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens. So what I understand, right? Those who dwell on earth that come of earth, it's not easy for them to understand heavenly matters. Only those that come of heaven can understand what heaven is. And I honestly believe it's because of that why many people are so easily led astray into darkness, into false teachings, into delusionment, because they don't understand the depths of heaven or God. Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, whereof Israel is given up as reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations, and why the law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written covenants come to none effect, and we pass away out of the world of grasshoppers, and our life is astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name, whereby we are called? Of these things have I asked. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world has its fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in a time to come. And that's the given fact. I know this for a given fact. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, will tell thee. For the evil is shown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. And this has to do with the wrath of God. Okay? Like, honestly, it does. It has to do with the wrath of God. If therefore that which is shown be not tuned upside down, and if the place where the evil is shown pass, and evil is shown not passed away, then can not it come that is shown with good? For the grain of evil seed had been shown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth. And when the heirs shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they fill? Then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the Most High? hold on. For thy hast is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying, How long should I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them an answer and said, Even when the number of seas is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times. And he dealt not more, nor stirred them until the said measure be fulfilled. Then answered I, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, even we all are full of impidity. And for our sakes, peradventure, it is that the floors of the righteous are not filled, because of the sins of them that dwell upon the earth. So he answered me and said, Go thy way to a woman with child, and ask of her when she hath fulfilled her 9 months, if her womb may keep the birth any longer within her. Then said I, No, Lord, that can she not. And he said unto me, In the grave, the chambers of souls are like the womb of a woman. For like as a woman that traveleth maketh has to escape the necessity of the travel, even so do these places haste to deliver those things that are committed unto them. From the beginning, look what thou desirest to see. It shall be shewed to thee. Then it shall be shewed thee. Shewed, it's spelled Shewed. In case if others are not aware of that word, or the spelling, are not aware of the spelling of this word. Then answered I and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, and if it be possible, and if I be meat thereof, shew me then whether there be more to come than is past, or more past than is to come. What is past I know, but what is for to come I know not. And he said unto me, Stand up upon the right side, and I shall expound the similitude unto thee. So I stood and saw, and behold, a hot burning oven passed by before me. And it happened that when the flame was gone by, I looked, and behold, the smoke remained still. After this, there passed by before me a watery cloud, and sent down much rain with a storm. And when the stormy rain was past, the drops remained still. Then said he unto me, Consider with thyself, as the rain is more than the drops, and as the fire is greater than the smoke. But the drops and the smoke remain behind. So the quantity which is past did more exceed. Then I prayed and said, May I live, thinkest thou, until that time? Or what shall happen in those days? He answered me and said, As for the tokens whereof thou askest me, I may tell thee of them in part. But as touching thy life, I am not sent to shew thee, for I do not know it. The signs of the times to come. Esdras asks God. Esdras asks why God did cast off his people. So this would be chapter 5, and we are 25 minutes into the video, okay? So basically, The reason why I'm reading this is because I'm trying to enlighten the people on who Uriel is. Now, in the videos that I made yesterday, I understand how I explained that the Most High would be female, but in the Bible, they generalize God as a he, okay? As much as I would love to say she, I end up just reading what I see, you know? So, just please put into consideration, I know it's not going to be easy for people to believe me when I say that God is a woman. God is both man and woman, point blank and simple. And when I have a chance, it's not going to be now, but when I'll get my other Bible and I will point out from the footnotes from the book of Genesis how in God there was two bodies. There was two different bodies in God. Okay? So, you know what? I'll do a little bit more. The signs of the times to come. Esdras asked it, why God did cast off his people. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden. Okay? So please listen. Even it states here, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So that, and we can see that taking place at this moment in time. You know, there's a lot of people that are losing faith. Okay? They're losing faith in God because they don't understand God, they don't see God, they don't believe in God, etc., etc. They don't. Alright? And that's what causes a lot of evil to occur in this world when it comes to the lack of faith of the gods, the Most High, too. Okay? But iniquity shall be increased above that. Now, iniquity, if you think about it, don't you think it's increasing? I see it. I can't deny it because I see it either way. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpets. Now, I remember when my spirit was slain, I believe it was like spring was starting to blossom. And I think it was like around the spring or summertime, it was starting to blossom. Because I remember it was like starting to get warm, and I was picking my daughter up from school. And I was waiting for her where I pick her up, and I heard a sound of a trumpet. And I was just like, it was like, burr! And I have no idea where it came from. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that heard it or not, or if other people heard it, if I can remember. I don't even remember if I asked anyone about it. But this makes me think about the trumpet, the sounds of the trumpet. And I'm just like, I honestly believe that one of those trumpets have already been blown. Actually, I think there was two of them. There was one. No, there are people who heard it too. There was a video that was floating around not that while, a little while back, where you could hear the sound of a trumpet blowing. And it wasn't from a person, like it literally came from the sky. Like seriously, it was weird. But I just knew when I heard it, I was like, yep, it's coming. It's really coming. And blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule. I wonder if that's a parable. And the blood shall drop out of the wood. I'm not too sure if like the trees will start bleeding, or if this is like a parable. The stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule. The stone. So the ones that were persecuted, because to be stoned to death, you know, in those certain times, to be stoned was to be persecuted. That's why it states, and the people, that's why it states, the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule. So those who have been stoned will be the ones to rule, whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth. And the fowls shall take their flight away together, and the Sodomites sea shall cast out fish, and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. There shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And the beasts shall change their places. I've been seeing this too. The beasts, like the animals. What was it that I noticed? Seagulls. I saw a seagull here just a couple of days ago. Seagulls never come over here because they're always near the ocean. So confusion is definitely falling upon the earth. And there was something else. I just don't remember what it was. And salt water shall be found in the sweets, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and inconsistency be multiplied upon earth. One land also shall ask another, and say, Is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, No. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. That definitely happened. A lot of people are going through that. To shew thee such tokens, I have leave. And if thou wilt pray again, and weep as now, and fast 7 days, thou shalt hear yet greater things. Then I awakened, and in extreme fearfulness went through all my body, and my mind was troubled, so that it fainted So the angel that was come to talk with me held me and comforted me and set me up upon my feet. And in the second night it came to pass that Satalia, it's spelled Salatiel, and this individual was a captain of the people, came unto me, saying, Where hast thou been, and why is thy countenance so heavy? Knowest thou not that Israel is committed unto thee, and the land of their captivity? Up then, and eat bread, and forsake us not, as the shepherd that leaveth his flock in the hands of cruel wolves. Then say unto him, Go thy ways from me, and come not nigh me. And he heard what I said, and went from me. And so I fasted 7 days, mourning and weeping, like as Uriel the angel commanded me. And after 7 days, so it was, that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me again, and my soul recovered, and the spirits of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth and of all trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine, and of all lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities thou hast hollowed Sion unto thyself. Now Sion here is not spelled with a Z, it's spelled S-I-O-N. And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove. And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among all the multitude of peoples, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto his people, thou whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many, and upon the one roof hast thou prepared others? And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? And they which did gainsay thy promise, and believe not thy convents, have trodden them down. If thou didst so many hate thy people, yet shouldest thou punish them with thy own hands. Now when I had spoken these words, the angel that came to me the night afore was sent unto me, and said unto me, Hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to and said unto me, Hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to the thing that I say, and I shall tell thee more. And I said, Speak on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them? And I said, No, Lord, but of very grief have I spoken, for my reins pain me every hour, while I labor to comprehend the way of the Most High, and seek out part of his judgment. And he said unto me, Thou canst not. And I said, Wherefore, Lord? Whereunto was I born then? Or why was not my mother's womb then my grave? that I might not have seen the travail of Jacob, and the wearisome toil of the stock of Israel. And he said unto me, number me the things that are not yet come. Gather me together the drops that are scattered abroad. Make me the flowers green again that are withered. Open me the places that are closed, and bring me forth the wings that are in them are shut up. Shew me the image of a voice, and then I will declare to thee the thing that thou laborest to know. And I said, O Lord, that bearest rule, how may know these things, but he that hath not his dwelling with men? And I said, O Lord, that bearest rule, therefore you know that Uriel is the Most High. Because Esdras, this whole entire book, Esdras speaks to Uriel. As for me, I am unwise. How may I then speak of these things whereof thou askest me? Then said unto me, like as thou canst do none of these things that I have spoken of, even so canst thou not find out my judgments, or in the end the love that I have promised unto my people. And I said, behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved till the end. And what shall they do that have been before me, or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. So I answered and said, couldest thou not make those that have been made, and be now that are for to come at once, that thou mightest show thy judgment the sooner? Then answered he me and said, the creature may not haste above the Maker, neither may the world hold them at once that shall be created therein. And if you think about it, why would we want to be above our Creator? That's like us trying to be above our parents. And we can't do that. And I said, as thou hast said unto thy servant, that thou which givest life to all, hast given life at once to the creature which giveth life to all, has given life at once to the creature that has created, and the creature beareth, even so it might now also bear them now, be present at once. And he said unto me, ask the womb of the woman, and say unto her, if thou bringest forth children, why dost thou it not together, but one after another? Pray her thereof to bring forth 10 children at once. And I said, she cannot. And if you think about it, a lot of females have 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I think the most I've known was 10 or 12 babies at once. It's not natural. It's just not natural. Science shouldn't be responsible into maintaining a female to give birth. If she cannot have babies, then she wasn't made to have babies, period. Or maybe she's not with the right man that can get her pregnant. I don't know. I just know it's not natural. And I said, she cannot. but must do it by distance of time. Then said unto me, even so have I given the womb of the earth to those that be swoon in it in their times. For like as a young child may not bring forth the things that belong to the age, even so have I disposed the world which I created. And I asked and said, seeing thou hast now given me the way, I will proceed to speak before thee. For our mother, of whom thou hast told me that she is young, draweth now nigh unto age. He answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, they shall be born in the strength of youth, are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou thereof also, how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old, and have passed over the strength of youth. Then said I, Lord, I beseech thee, if I have found favor in thy sight, shew thy servant by whom thou visitest thy creature. And I'm going to leave it at that, because I'm 47 minutes and 17 seconds into this video. So I just wanted to read from chapter 4 and 5 to introduce to the people how Uriel is the Most High, and why Uriel is decided to cause the destruction of the world and the people. And if you think about it, right, let me put my book down. If you reflect on what we see going on at this current time, there is a lot of evil taken in this place. Okay? We don't see all the evil. Okay? But we hear it when it comes to the news. Gang violence, murder, rape, children. Like, it's really sad when you hear what happens to children when they're beaten to death by their own given parents. You know, that's when you learn to realize the wickedness in people. It exists. Cannot deny it. Okay? So when it comes to other evil, there is an evil in this world that we don't see. It is unseen. It is hidden from us. It happens behind closed doors. You know, people think because they do certain acts in the dark without others seeing, that the Lord, God, does not see. God sees everything. If God did not see everything, trust and believe, like, prophets would never exist. Messengers of God would never come into existence to give messages onto certain people that God chooses. Okay? So put that into consideration when it comes to understanding why certain events are taking place in this world today, especially with natural disasters. People want to call it out as climate change, global warming. No, that's not it. That is definitely not it, okay? And I'll do another video and get deeper into that, because it gets there's a few more chapters to read, that has a lot more insight than what I've read from chapter 4 and chapter 5. But as soon as I'm done with Esdras 2, I don't want to go to Esdras 1 yet. I know I'm doing it kind of in a backwards manner, but my mind was so focused on bringing to light about prophecies and who God was, that I know that it's spoken more clearly in Esdras 2. So that's the reason why. But after I'm done with Esdras 2, I'm going to be making a video in regards to creation, because a lot of people don't understand creation, but I do. Okay, I literally understand it to a T, to break it down for other people to have a clear perception of it, a clear understanding of creation and how we came into existence. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support that